Hello, thank you for joining me. Welcome to this back bend flow. We're going to begin today, as usual, in a comfortable position, and we'll start seated. We begin with an excerpt by Charlotte Bell, who wrote that asana, or the pose, is a process that begins with our intention to place our bodies in a particular position. Can you be mindful of the entire process? Allow the poses to conform to a healthy, complete breathing pattern, moving into each pose only as far as you can continue to breathe freely. Then, we no longer do the pose, we will become the pose. And this is the idea of mindfulness in action, or embodiment. So we're going to continue just finding a comfortable rhythm with your breath. Without forcing, can you inhale in 4 to 5 seconds and exhale in 8 seconds? This is the rhythm we'll try to maintain as we move through the alternate nostril breathing. So taking your right hand up, you're going to bring your thumb just over your right nostril and the remaining fingers over your left nostril. We'll begin inhaling through your left nostril in 4 seconds. Exhale left nostril, 8 seconds. Inhale right, 4 seconds. Exhale right, 8 seconds. Inhale left. Pause. Close both nostrils. Exhale right. Inhale right. Pause. Retain. Exhale left. Inhale left. Retain. Exhale right. Inhale right. Retain. Exhale left. Inhale left. Retain. Exhale right. Inhale right. Retain. Exhale left. Inhale left. Retain. Exhale right. Inhale right. Retain. Exhale left. Inhale left. Retain. Exhale right. Inhale right. Retain. Exhale left. Inhale left. Retain. Exhale right. Inhale right. Retain. Exhale left. And inhale left. Release the hand. Take a few calm breaths. And as you move through the practice, seeing if you can use your breath as a guide. Being gentle with yourself, take breaks whenever you need. Whenever you inhale, we'll extend the arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. I'm just going to take a few moments if you'd like to stretch your legs. Any movements that feel nice. And we'll come into downward dog when you're ready, and just take a few moments to stretch the toes. So I like to bend the knees and just kind of stretch the toes a little bit. And we're going to begin sitting on the heels, if that's okay for you, with the knees a bit farther apart. Hands in front. As you inhale, extend the spine. And as you exhale, the heels go down as we round the back. So the knees go down, inhale, and try to think about lengthening through the spine. And as you exhale, we do the opposite, rounding the spine, separating the shoulder blades. Inhale, the shoulder blades press against the upper back. Exhale, shoulder blades apart. One more. And then we're going to come up onto the knees. And we're going to take your fingertips to your shoulders and just start to do circles with the shoulders. But can you try to make the circles as big as possible? Think about trying to point your elbows all the way up towards the ceiling as they come up, and make them go as far back as you can. Are you feeling the rotation that takes place in your upper back as you move? And when you've done 4, we're going to switch directions, keeping the muscles active throughout the movement. After you've done 4 in each direction, we're going to sit down and take your left hand out to the left and reach the right arm up and over. As you exhale, we release, lift the arms up towards the ceiling, and twist to the right. Arms go down in front and in back. As you inhale, come back to center, and as you exhale, take your left hand behind you for extension. Either the chest can extend up, or you can follow with the hips, if that's okay for the back. Reaching up and back. Continuing, right hand to the right, side bend, left arm over. Exhale as you release. Inhale, arms come up. Twist to the left as the arms go down. From here, inhale, arms up. As you exhale, the right hand goes behind you. Extend the hips, engaging the legs and the core. One more cycle, left hand to the side, side bend. Open the right side. As you exhale, release, and as you inhale, arms go up. Exhale, twist to the right. At the end of your breath, release from the twist, left arm behind you, hip extension. Releasing and taking the hands forward. We're going to come into a downward dog. And as you inhale, we'll come forward into a plank pose. And pressing your fingertips, knuckles firmly into the ground, use your toes to shift your body forwards and back. So we're just leaning forward and leaning back, but keep your weight in your fingertips as you move. Feel the connection of your legs, your glutes, your core, all working together. After you've done between 5 to 10, you're going to turn your fingertips towards your knees and do a few moments for the wrists movements. So 10 times, just leaning forward and back, keeping the arms straight, knuckles and fingertips pressing into the ground. At the end of 10 cycles, take a little break, and we'll continue with the back of the hand, one at a time, side to side, two at the same time, side to side, or if it's okay, you can have the fingers pointing to the knees. So you choose what's best, and if you do one hand at a time, you'll do 5 before switching hands. Otherwise, 8 to 10. When you're done, any movements that feel nice for you, and we'll come into downward dog when you're ready. And once you're here, finding a rhythm again with your breath, the exhalations calm and complete. And we're going to come into plank pose. And we're going to stay about 5 breaths in plank. Can you focus on the connection of your fingertips and your knuckles pressing into the ground? And that everything is connected in this pose. Your legs, your glutes, your core, the breath. But the neck stays relaxed. Okay, at the end of this breath, we're going to take your forearms to the ground, and we'll come into a forearm plank. And so, same thing, everything is connected. We're engaging the legs and the glutes, the abdominal muscles. The shoulders are away from the ears. But can you continue to observe what can be relaxed in the pose? At the end of this breath, we'll bring your hips down for Sphinx and turn your palms facing up. Keeping the shoulders away from your ears, can you press your elbows downwards into the ground? Try to touch every fingertip into the ground, especially your thumbs. can imagine creating lots of space across your collarbone, like there's a smile there. And then from here, we're going to release and take your hands out for a variation of cobra, only if this feels good for you. And we use the exhalation to gently lift the chest, coming into cobra. And as you exhale, gently twisting to the left as you bring the chest towards the ground. Inhale as you come up to center. Exhale as you bring the chest down and twist to the right. Inhaling as you come up, shoulder blades press against the upper back. Exhale to twist left. One more, going over to the right with your exhalation. As you inhale, coming back to center, and then releasing whenever you exhale. We'll tuck the toes, and we'll come back into child's pose. From child's pose, we'll come to sit on the heels or on a block, and we're going to take your right hand just over your left ear, and take your left hand to rest somewhere on your back, pressing the back of your hand against the back. And we'll stretch the left side of your neck. As you bring your right ear towards your right shoulder, you can either lift or lower your chin. Just find a place that feels like you like to stretch or stay there a bit. And at the end of this breath, we'll release and open the arms, and we'll switch. The left hand goes over your right ear, and the back of your right hand presses against your back. And we'll stretch the right side of your neck, and just finding an angle with your chin that feels nice, or you can keep moving it up and down. And at the end of this breath, we'll release. And from here, we're going to come into a forward fold at the back of your mat. And pressing your heels into the ground, slowly rolling all the way up to standing. Ending with the arms. And as you exhale, we'll side bend over to the right. Inhaling back to center. Exhale, side bend over to the left. Keeping the legs strong, the feet connected to the ground. One more each side. Using the core to come back to center, side bend to the left. From here, you're going to open the arms wide, point the palms up. As you exhale, we'll bring the backs of the hands together, rounding the back. Inhale, shoulder blades press against the back. Exhale as you round the upper back, bending the knees gently. So 2 more like that. Can you focus more of the movement in your upper back as opposed to your lower back? At the end of this cycle, we'll inhale and extend the arms up. And as you exhale, fold forward. And we'll get ready to walk your hands forward into a downward dog. As you inhale, we'll bring the right leg up. Exhale as you guide your right foot forward for a low lunge. As you inhale, take the arms straight in front of you. The exhalation, palms face up, bend the elbows as you bring the elbows in Inhale, arms all the way up, extending through the spine. We'll exhale to release your hands down to the ground. Downward dog. As you inhale, we'll come forward to plank. Exhale, slowly lower to the stomach. Inhale into cobra. Focusing on feeling length through the spine. Whenever you exhale, we'll release and press back into downward dog. And from your downward dog, whenever you inhale, left leg extends. Exhale as you bring your left foot forward. Coming into a low lunge, inhale, arms straight in front of you. As you exhale, palms face up, draw the elbows in. Inhale, arms all the way up. Engaging the core gently as you extend through the spine, shoulder blades against the upper back. As you exhale, we'll release, and this time get ready to step forward and fold forward. Inhale, lift the chest halfway. Exhale, bend the knees so we can inhale to chair pose. Feeling length in the spine, the connection of your feet. We'll exhale to bring the arms back. Inhale, coming all the way up with your breath. Extending through the spine, and exhale, hands to the heart. We'll inhale to come into chair pose again. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, halfway lift and pause. Exhale, the left foot goes back, low lunge. Inhale, arms straight in front of you. Exhale as you guide the elbows in. Inhale, arms all the way up, extend. Exhale, release your hands to the ground. Step back, downward dog. Just following your breath. Inhale to plank. Exhale as you lower. Inhale, gentle cobra. Shoulders away from the ears. Exhale as you release. Tucking the toes. Exhaling, downward dog. And the next time that you inhale, we'll extend the left leg up. Exhale, left foot forward, low lunge. Inhale, arms straight in front of you. Exhale, bend the elbows, draw them in. Inhale, arms all the way up. Exhale, releasing the hands to the ground. Getting ready to step back, downward dog. And from your downward dog, we'll step or hop to the front of your mat. Whenever you inhale, we'll lift the chest halfway and pause. Bending the knees. As you inhale, we'll come all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. And from here, just feeling the contact of your heels, the feet with the ground. We're going to lift your left knee up with the arms. And taking hold of your left knee with both hands, we're going to get ready for a twist. Either keep your your right hand on the knee, or have your hand on your foot. Either way, I'm going to start to open the left arm back behind you. So can you focus here on the contact of your right foot with the ground? from the pushing down of your foot, we're reaching up to the crown of the head. You can imagine space in between each vertebra. We're going to release your foot, but keep it where it is if you can, and take your arms up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, take your left foot behind you, holding onto your foot with your left hand. Can you try to maintain a neutral lower back? And extend the right arm up. We'll come into dancer's pose. So, in order to have our spine be happy in our back bends, we try to distribute the back bend as evenly as we can throughout the spine. So can you try to engage the abdominal muscles and focus on the upper back in this back bend? The shoulder blades press against the upper back. As you exhale, we're going to release and we're going to come into chair pose, extending the arms by the ears. Exhale as you fold forward. As you inhale, we'll lift the chest halfway and pause. Coming back to chair, you're going to lift your left knee up and then reach your left leg slowly back into a high lunge. Once you're there, arms extend. As you exhale, we're going to slide your shoulder blades down the upper back. And as you inhale, reach the arms down and up again. So as you exhale, we're sliding your shoulder blades down the length of your upper back, using your muscles in the back. Inhale as you circle the arms down and up. Follow your breath. At the end of this cycle, we're going to pause, bending your elbows. Can you focus on pressing the shoulder blades against your upper back? Just try to feel the connection of the shoulder blades in the back. And then we'll release and get ready for gate pose. So the left knee is in line with your right heel. And we'll reach the right arm up and over the ear. Feel free to have your left hand on a block. As you exhale, we're going to extend your hand towards the foot. Inhale as you open the side again. So as you exhale, we hinge to the hips, reaching the hand to the foot. Inhale as you reach and open. I'm going to pause, holding the pose. And at the end of your breath, we'll release and pivot to the front of your mat, coming into a lizard's pose. Here we'll lift the back knee and start to lean forward and back, using the toes of your back foot. As you're moving forward and back, can you keep your right foot firmly grounded, keeping the muscles in your hips and your glutes engaged? And we'll bring your back knee down. Option 1 is to bend your knee without taking your foot. Option 2 is to take your foot, allowing the shoulder to stretch back in space. We'll bring your heel towards your butt. And feel free to stay where you are. If it's okay, you can exhale and lean forward, keeping hold of your foot. Inhale as you come up again. And after about 2 cycles of that, we'll release. And coming into tabletop, we'll extend the left leg straight back. So everything is connected, the legs, the core. And we'll extend your right arm forward and begin to reach back to take your left foot. So instead of thinking of going high in this pose, can you try to think of keeping everything connected? So that means that we're engaging the abdominal muscles. We're trying to avoid the left knee going out too far. And we're extending forward through the chest. After about 4 or 5 breaths, we'll release and get ready for side plank on your right side. So the right knee can stay on the ground, or you can come into full side plank. Only if you feel okay, option to bend your left knee, reach back with your left hand and take the foot in your side plank. So the secret is keeping stable in the hips. Keep the right shoulder away from the ear, strong in the arm. And then at the end of your breath, we're going to get ready to release. And we'll come into downward dog. From your downward dog, you'll take the knees down and get ready to sit on your heels. From here, we'll interlace your hands with the index finger pointing up. And as you inhale, we'll come all the way up into a camel pose, keeping the legs and the core active to extend the spine. As you exhale, come down again and round the back. Inhale, imagine a wave from your knees all the way up the length of your spine until your fingertips reach up and back. Exhale as you round. Point the fingers to the ground. One more like that. Inhale, extending. And we're going to pause, bending your elbows. Can you keep your elbows pressing in towards each other as you reach your fingertips straight back in space? The legs, the core are active so that you can lengthen the spine. From here, we're going to release your forearms to the ground. With the elbows in contact with the ground, we'll bring the palms to touch and begin to stretch the fingertips back towards the back of your mat. And the focus in this pose is on bringing the chest gently towards the ground, creating length to the spine. The elbows are pressing down and gently inwards towards each other. At the end of your breath, we're going to release. And we'll come into a plank pose. In your plank pose, keeping the feet hips distance apart, we're going to shift your heels over to the left, but nothing else moves. And then come back to center. Shift your heels to the right, reach your chest forward in space, and come back to center. This can be done on your knees as well, so please feel free to bring the knees down. And we're going to continue 3 more cycles, shifting heels, coming back to center, shifting the heels right, reach the shoulders back and the chest forward, come back to center. 1 more cycle, side to side. Press your fingertips firmly into the ground, and once you've come back to center, lower slowly to the ground. And from here, we'll get ready for a variation of locust pose, interlacing the hands behind your back. Can you focus on engaging the muscles of your legs? The abdominal muscles are active as well. And that way we have a strong support for extending the spine. The shoulder blades are pressing forward against the upper back as the arms reach back. Keep the back of the neck long. Relax the neck as best you can. And as you exhale, we'll release and relax. Maybe doing some gentle movements for your neck. And from here, we'll press back through child's pose into downward dog when you're ready. And the next time that you exhale, we'll come to the front of your mat, however you want to get there. And as you inhale, we'll lift the chest halfway and pause. Bending your knees, we'll get ready for chair pose. As you exhale, let the arms hinge down and back. Inhale all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to the heart. And we're going to release your arms and just do some gentle movements with your head. Turning your head over to the left, look over your left shoulder as if you're wearing pockets in your pants. Then look over your right shoulder, looking at your right hand pocket. One more. Left, up and over to the right shoulder. And from here, bring all the weight onto your left foot and we'll lift the right knee. Taking your knee in both hands, leave your knee bent, or option to take your left hand to your right foot. And then slowly take your right arm up and open it back behind you for a twist. So, can you try to feel everything connected? Your left heel presses down, allowing you to reach up to the top of your head. As you push either into your knee or foot, the right arm is reaching in the opposite direction. At the end of this breath, we're going to face forward, keeping your leg up if you can. Imagine lifting it from the core. As you bend your right knee, we'll take your right foot in your right hand, lifting your left arm for Dancing Lord Shiva. Here I'm trying to focus on keeping my hip, my butt muscles engaged and pressing down to the left heel. I'm also trying to keep my knee from going too far out. The shoulder blades press into the upper back, lengthening evenly through the spine as best you can. We're going to gently release from the pose, taking both feet to the ground. Inhaling, sweeping the arms up into chair. And from your chair pose, lifting the right knee and slowly stepping your right leg all the way back. Coming into a high lunge. Inhaling, arms extend. Grounding through your feet, we're going to make circles with your arms. We're going to circle the arms forward, down, and here bend your elbows and imagine you're pushing something heavy up towards the sky or the ceiling. So reaching forward and we round. take your elbows back and try to connect to the muscles in your back. Pushing up and then going forward again. 2 more. Imagine that you're pushing something up as you reach the arms. Keeping the muscles in your shoulders and your back active as you do the pushing. We're going to pause with your elbows bent at 90 degrees. Focus on pressing the elbows forward in space as the shoulders are back in space. And as you exhale, we're going to release and get ready for gate pose. The right heel down, right knee, and the left arm up and over the ear. As you exhale, we'll reach the hips back, and as you inhale, sweep the left arm up and over again. Exhale, hips back, left arm towards the inside of your foot. Inhale as you press the hips forward in space. And we're going to pause. And at the end of your breath, release from the pose, coming to the front of your mat for lizard's pose. Strong in your legs, we're going to lift your back knee. And just start to shift forward and back, keeping the weight in the front foot, keeping the breath calm. From here, we'll take your back knee down, and you have the option to keep your knee bent and not take your foot with your hand. Or, if it's okay, you can clasp your foot with your hand, keeping the muscles in your butt, the hips a bit active. Bring the heel towards your body. Option to exhale and hinge forward with your chest. Inhaling as you extend. 2 times. At the end of the cycle, we'll release. And then step your left knee back. Coming into a tabletop position. We're going to extend your right leg straight back as you extend your left arm straight forward. Bending your right knee, either reach towards your foot without taking it, or you can choose to take your foot. Like in dancer's pose, focus on trying not to let your knee go so far out, and focus on extending the spine. Core is active, shoulder blades press against the upper back. Strong in the right shoulder. As you release, we're going to come into a side plank on your left side. Please feel free to leave a knee on the ground. Option to come into full side plank, or this variation where we bend your right knee and slowly try to take your right foot with your right hand. We've done this pose in different forms twice already. This just adds a layer of complexity and balance. The secret is keeping the hips stable. As you exhale, we'll release. And we'll take the knees down. We'll come to sit on the heels. And this time, coming up into camel, you can keep your hands on your hips, extending and sitting down again. We exhale to come up and inhale once you're in the pose. Only if it feels okay, you can do the same motion with the heels and hands together. As you inhale, the butt goes down. As you exhale, imagine beginning from the base of the spine, extending all the way up, inhaling once you're in the pose. So the focus is on creating length and distributing the back bend as evenly as you can through the entire spine. Holding in the pose now, 3 to 5 breaths. As you release, just resting any movements that feel nice for your back, your shoulders. And from here, we're going to come forward and bring your forearms on the ground for forearm plank. Please remember you can do this with your knees on the ground as well. And without moving your shoulders, you're going to let your heels go over to the left. Reach the chest forward in space and bring the heels back to center. So heels to the right, nothing else moves in the upper body. Back to center. Shift the heels left, reach forward to the chest, and come back to center. Reach the heels right, and then pull the heels back to center using your core. One more. Left, center, right, and center. And from here, taking the knees down, I'm going to leave your left hand on the ground. The left arm, it can be at 90 degrees. That is a bit more intense, I feel. Or the left arm can be straight. The sensation that you'll feel in the stretch is different. So choose what feels nice for you, for how you feel today. Sometimes we look for intense feelings of stretch, and actually there's a great benefit as well from more gentle sensations of opening. And at the end of this breath, we'll get ready to switch. Feel free to pause, and you can stay longer if you like on any side. So either the right arm is at 90 degrees or extended. Maybe lengthening your exhalations. And maybe you have some animal friends at home to keep you company in your practice. And when we release from that, we're going to come up into a Sphinx pose. And from here, option 1 is to bend your left knee and stay here, extending your chest forward. Step 2, if it feels okay, take your left arm back, taking hold of your left foot, and use the foot to gently reach the left arm back and stay there. If it feels nice for you, you can take both feet. The first thing is to press your hip bones into the ground. Engage the abdominal muscles, and then pressing your hip bones into the ground, lift the knees and the chest. So we use the abdominal muscles to help us distribute the back bend evenly through the spine. I like to tuck my chin like I'm creating a double chin in order to lengthen the back of the neck. And you can stay longer in the pose if you like. When you exhale, we're going to just relax the spine for a moment. And from here, we're going to come back onto your heels in a child's pose. Long exhales. As you inhale, we're going to come up again and take a strap or a belt or anything you can hold in between your arms. You can always adjust the length. Just make sure that the movement is smooth without bending your elbows and without arching your lower back. Like shown here, arms go up by the ears and then all the way back with control. And then the same speed, slow, we lift the arms and bring them forward. So I like to do between 5 to 10, lifting the shoulders up by the ears and then squeezing the shoulder blades together as they go back. Try to keep the neck as relaxed as you can through the movement. Engage the abdominal muscles and really be aware of the lower back moving or arching to compensate for the lack of mobility you might have in your shoulders. Try to keep the muscles of the shoulders engaged as you're doing the movement. And here I'm just kind of pausing and taking a moment just to move a little bit, however feels nice. If your palms face down with the strap, then we get more of a stretch in your chest, like shown. So the strap is really nice to play around with mobility in the shoulders. You can be creative. All right, from here, take the hands back behind you, pressing the heels into the ground. We're going to come forward and back with your bum, maybe doing circles. So that's one option. And keep doing that. If it feels okay, you can add the lifting of the hips into tabletop. So focus on the fingertips and knuckles pressing down into the ground, the heels pressing down. The lower back is neutral and the neck is neutral. I'm going to release and we'll lower down onto the back. And it's taking a moment to feel the connection of your feet with the ground. As you exhale, we'll press the heels into the ground, engage the glutes, and lift the hips. If you're working towards wheel pose, then see how it feels to have your fingertips in contact with your heels when you lift the hips, to see if you have the range of motion in your spine. That would be helpful for full wheel. In bridge pose, can you focus on pressing down from the back of your knee all the way down through the heels, engaging the abdominal muscles gently and reaching the chest to the top of your head. At the end of this breath, we'll release. Let's take a moment to rest your back, and you can repeat that same pose one more time. Or if it feels okay for you and there's no forcing or pain involved, you can try the full wheel. So we bring the hands, fingertips facing the shoulders by your head. Really focus on pressing down through the hands and through the feet. Bring the top of the head to rest on the ground, and then pushing through legs and feet, lift the chest. So the focus is on extending your chest away from your feet so that you are lengthening the lower back. And firmly press the hands into the ground. Like in bridge, abdominal muscles gently active. Breathe into your back, into your sides. A way to make this pose more accessible would be to have your feet on something that's higher, on a couch or on your bed, for example. When you're ready, we'll release and just take a moment. Let the spine rest in a neutral position, your knees bent. And we'll take a few moments, some gentle twists. So you're going to let your hips and your knees sway over to the left and then sway over to the right, just gently. Maybe inhaling as you come to center, exhaling as you go to one side. And as you inhale and go to the left, maybe adding a little kick, extending your right leg, keeping your right hand in contact with the ground. Inhaling back to center, exhale, maybe kicking the left leg across your body. Stretching to the side. And then we'll come back to center. And feel free to pause the video now if you'd like to finish and do some other pose or another movement. Otherwise, we'll find a comfortable position for Shavasana. Just beginning with allowing your breath to find a natural rhythm, giving permission to your body to be at ease. In our practices, we've explored the meaning of meditation, not as being a way to stop your thoughts, but meditation as compassionate attention to everything that arises. So we begin Shavasana with an excerpt by Eckhart Tolle, who wrote, "Be the silent watcher of your thoughts and behavior. You are not your thoughts. You are beneath the thinker. You are the stillness beneath the mental noise, and you are the love and joy beneath the pain." Focusing your awareness on the sensation of your breath as it enters and leaves your body. Please stay here a bit longer if you can, with your breath, feeling your body. Thank you so much for practicing with me.